So why the 180 ball speed, I hear you ask? With comments like this, and this, and this, and this, and it'll wreck my game. So I'm going to show you what I do in a general week. So what I'm doing to try and get the 180 ball speed. As I add caramel syrup to my morning coffee. And we'll talk about why I feel this 180 ball speed is important, what it might do for me, how it will help my game. I'm going to show you on the course, I'm going to show you what I'm doing to get there, as well as sharing some practical games you could play with your driver next time you're practicing to help you perform better. Because it's about trying to squeeze every chance of competing at this level out of me. Like every ounce of a chance. Because the trouble is, I don't think I have much of a chance. These players are just really good. I kind of don't feel any juices to want to compete at all. I'm more interested in this journey and where it can take all of us and what we can all learn from it. So the part I thought was going to be the hardest is actually working out to be the easiest. Because I can do it at home through my day. I just get up, log on to the Path for Success app. It's got all my workouts in there. If you want a free assessment from them, there's a link down below for a free assessment to see how bad or good you are. I was pretty bad. And then I can just work through my workouts through that day. Anyway, I can do it at the place I film. I can do it here at home. I can start it in the morning, pause it, do some at lunch, pause it, do some in the evening. The flexibility for me of doing it at home is just making this bit seem surprisingly the easiest. And then the other aspect that I'm loving is it's just making me feel better day in, day out as a person. So the fact that it's driving towards a goal, this 175 ball speed before Christmas, can I hit it? Let me know in the comments. That's my goal. My top at the moment has been a 173 once. And you can see from today's, or you'll see from today's speed training, I'm not there at the moment. But not only is it driving towards that, which is exciting, but I'm driving towards just a better feeling person day in, day out. And that is only, in my opinion, a massive win. So in these sessions, I hit in the region of 30 to 50 drives, and these drives are smashed flat out. They're like me pushing to what feels like an kind of manageable speed and action. And I'm going to have a practice plan for anyone who wants to practice this way to try and gain speed coming on my new website very soon, because when I'm speaking for Path for Success, they're definitely showing me, and maybe that my downtime between swings or batches of swings isn't quite good enough. So I will be sharing that with you shortly. So I start by putting a medium width fairway on here. So we're going to go with this straight one. 40 yards wide, so that's a decent. I could go hard as well, which I might do at the end, but I'm going to start with a medium here on my SkyTrack software. I always have a goal that I'm pushing towards in these sessions, so a speed of head and a speed of golf ball. Obviously, you want to always reach your top end, but it doesn't work like that. When you speed train, it's super interesting. You are often, like, it's not just linear. You are just going like this. You have days where you're faster, days where you're slower, days where you're surprisingly faster. So at the start of each session, I set a goal for myself where I want to get to, which is near my top end, but it isn't always my top end. When you start hitting a few shots, you realise this is going to be a quick one, or it's more often than not going to be a quick one. And then it always amazes me how often I actually hit target when I swing this way, and I need to test this more, which you're going to see when we get out on the course, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. Then also at the end of these sessions, I will then add in a real play kind of feel, a few shots. So I'll try and hit the same fairway where I use elements of what I've learned in the speed session, but elements then of what I feel like I need to take to the course to hit target. And these results are always just so hard to believe. At 40% accuracy with my driver there on a 40-yard fairway, is that me going at what my full speed is, isn't really that different, and that maybe I'm playing a little too petrified in an effort to try and actually feel like I'm hitting it softer to hit target, which is kind of what we all think would be obvious. It's easier. I actually don't seem to hit target much more. Now my misses when they go wrong, obviously at full power, are way bigger, but it does make me think, if I'm going to hit 40% of these fairways or just over,
Why am I not doing it at 114 plus club head speed?
Which for me, this tackles the question about people saying, oh, it's going to wreck your game. I'm arguing here that actually it's helping me improve my game with better education of what I need to do. It's actually helping me get better. It's helping me get better at speed. Speed's definitely going to be a massive factor of helping me improve and have any chance of competing at this level. But it's also educating me that maybe the people, me included, that think we need to just pad it down the middle might have had it wrong, like completely wrong, for many years.
So checking on-course numbers compared to in-studio numbers, really interesting question. I get this loads from watchers. Are you taking those numbers out onto the course? Let's show you if I am. Obviously, I want to know that as well because I need to know what clubs I'm hitting and what distances I'm really hitting the ball. It's a bit early. It's a little bit cool. Tried to warm up, see what speeds I've got.
So the noticeable thing is that I was slower in the morning on the wet, dewy floor. My spikes, when I looked at them, were worn out. My equipment was just amateurish. My body wouldn't allow me to push in the ground. It was scared I was going to hurt myself. Putting on the brakes, making it obvious that
there's so many more things to bring in mind when you get out here compared to inside, which is why it's so important, I think, that the inside becomes so kind of formulaic, so instinctual, so drilled in, that when you get out here it doesn't feel like such a transition. That kind of classic indoor-outdoor practice kind of question that everyone asks. With speed training or trying to go faster, it's no different. How can I take what I've got indoors, outdoors? Well, good stability through the ground, which obviously indoors you have loads of. It's a dry mat, would be a great start. I mean, look what I'm doing to the tee here, hitting 3 balls. Like, I'm munching it up. My body feels that, my knees feel that, my hip feels that, and it hangs on. It doesn't go faster. It's like grabbing on. Just got to be physically so much faster. So when the course takes stuff away from me, I've got more than enough to give so it can have a bit back. At the moment, I'm trying to take everything from it. I got nothing to give back because I'm like not fast enough at the top end. I need some credit.
So definitely more work on trying to make indoor practice not just focused about swing, which I do quite well. I can take those thoughts to the course really easily, but about speed as well, so I can get that out onto the golf course. Tested my 3-wood and my 2-iron also.
I feel I can just bash this 3-wood. Absolutely no problem. 110 again. 263 ball. Or carry, sorry, 263 ball. Carry, I mean carry. Yeah.
3-wood, I got carrying 262, so that's my old driver numbers for anyone who's watched the channel long enough. So just imagine people talk about that do you need that speed and you could just use your old swing. My old swing, my old game is in my 3-wood. I could not hit my driver and in theory play my old game, which to me shows you the advantages of what I'm doing. My 2-iron got close to 250 to near, I could get near 260 carry, but not near enough. Just imagine if I could carry my 2-iron 262, like my old driver. I just feel like I'd be an absolute arrow with that, making this, again, for me, just so obvious that this needs to seriously improve.
Then finally, the other things I'm doing through the week, which again, with the comments, I think you just need to accept that it's not just about distance. Distance is my goal for the moment. Can I reach that 175 ball speed before Christmas is still my goal. Maybe in the comments, let me know if you think that's possible. But I'm still chipping throughout the week as much as possible inside and in my garden. I'm hitting putts all through the week inside using my teaching aid. I'm still trying to keep other parts of my game dialed in. I'm hitting wedge shots in the studio, trying to keep my distance control of my wedges dialed in. So you are seeing the speed element at the moment, but that doesn't mean I'm not trying to do the other bits. And I will be making more videos on how I'm working on those other bits to try and sharpen them up and sharing all my findings with you on my new website coming very soon. 175 ball speed with my driver. Can I hit that before Christmas? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to know how far you should be hitting your driver, watch this video here. Don't forget to subscribe to follow along with this journey.